با سلام، شایان هستم از گروه فارسی بلک متال ترایوکس و از جمله مجری پادکست ابلیس منیفستیشنز. در این قسمت من صحبتی دارم با دوست خوبمون سینا از گروه From the Vastland. From the Vastland یک گروه بلک متالی هستن که در اصل در ایران کار خودشون رو شروع کردن، ولی خب از سال 2013 به این ور، یعنی حدوداً 11 سال گذشته، کارشون رو در نروژ ادامه دادن. سینا هم دوست خوبیه، هم در اصل یک همکاره و امیدوارم که از این صحبتمون روی کانال پرژن راکستار لذت ببریم. ممنون.
A friend of mine actually gave me the my very first black metal album. The album that, because I didn't know what is black metal. I never heard about it, and I had no idea.
And the album was
the Philosophy album from Burson.
Okay.
So what happened is because that was during the time when the CDs were just getting popular, but still not so many people had the CD, and I didn't have the CD player, but this guy had one. And then he just called me one day, and it was a Thursday, and then he told me that, Sina, I got some black metal music. And I was like, what the fuck is black metal? What is more extreme than death metal? And he was like, no,
black metal.
And then he invited me to his place to just record these albums for me. From the CD to the tape. So I brought some tapes, and so we just there was actually two CDs. There was a Cradle of Filth album. I guess it was the Principle, the 1994 album. Principle.
Oh yeah, the first one. I think,
yeah, I think that was the album. And the Philosophy. And just I got the tape, and I just went back home, and that still today I remember that night exactly, because it changed my life. So I came back home, and the first thing I do, probably everyone like us, go to your room, check the tape, and because it was also very hard to find new music. I'm still talking about the time which internet was not playing any role, that much.
Could you just give me a quick reference as to what year was this roughly?
Well, it's hard for me to remember exactly, but I'm just referring to my age, because back in that time I was around 19 or something. So okay. It was, yeah. What happened is I just go to my room, I put the tape and play it, and as soon as it starts, I'm like, oh, something went wrong. This sounds wrong, because the quality of the Philosophy album, and when you listen to Death, that's imagine symbolic album from Death, or I don't know, or a Human, that record with all the the clarity of the instrument. And then the Philosophy album, the distortion, the atmosphere. I was like, first, for a second, I thought, oh, something went wrong. This sounds like something is not right. But then I was like, oh, damn, that is weird. So I just turn off the light, go lay on my bed, and listen to this album 5 times in a row that night. And that's when everything changed for me. It's because it was unknown, it was mysterious, I couldn't understand it. At the same time, I loved it. It was mesmerizing. I was just I don't know, for some reason the first image came to my head when I just closed my eyes and listening to this album, and it was some forest, which ridiculously afterwards, when I watched the only music video from that album is in the forest with some trees. I was like, what the hell,
Wow.
But yeah, so it was mostly just something that I would discover because I couldn't understand, but at the same time I fell in love with, and I just wanted to just listen to it again and again and again, and it's 5 times in a row. And then I didn't even check the Cradle of It album that night. It was enough for me. I just checked that album 5 times, and then I fell asleep, and that was it. That changed my life. I knew that, okay, I'm gonna play this music.